Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, and we're about to start our Q&A section of the call.
Thank you, Robin. Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites, welcoming you to the Q&A. Again, briefly, the FDA requires me to inform you that before you start my diet, the Morgellons diet, aka King Diet, or accept any of our recommendations, that you discuss them thoroughly with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. And the MAA requires me to inform you that we are not trained or licensed to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any disease. We're here to educate you how to utilize the Morgellons diet, how to clean your environment, and how to clean them out of your skin and build health and immune functioning with targeted supplements. Okay, Chris, we have anybody?
I have a few questions. Like you said, there's no diagnostic test. That's probably why I don't have a diagnosis. This has been going on for about 7 months, and what I've got is lesions. I've got some serious skin lesions happening. Also, maybe some mites as well that don't happen very often. You know, I've lived with other people in the house. I don't know if it's maybe because I have type O blood, but I seem to be the primary target. So that's a problem because, you know, at first nobody believed me, and that was a really serious problem. So then I just wanted to know, are some, you know, skin parasites curable? I don't know if I don't think I have Morgellons from what I'm hearing and what people are saying. I think that...
Well, let me ask you, do you have any strange filaments or fibers coming from your skin? Coming from your skin or from lesions?
So, yes, I mean, but they're also going in. I think they're nematodes. They're like cotton-like threads.
No, filaments and fibers, yes. That's what, according to Dr. Saverly, I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose, but according to Dr. Saverly's book, she would classify that as Morgellons. Now, if you can listen to last week's conversation that we had on YouTube. It was published.
Oh, okay.
It was published on Friday. It goes through all the aspects and cofactors of that come along with Morgellons. Also, complete the questionnaire. If you don't have it or can't find it, return any email that you get to me and ask for the questionnaire, and I'll be glad to send it to you. I'll give you an education as to what you might be dealing with and detailed protocol, detailed recommendations.
Okay. Do you know if anything is like a blackish, greenish type of substance? Have you ever heard of that?
Well, last week we went into that. So, Morgellons, there are no two people in the whole wide world who have exactly the same symptomatology when it comes to Morgellons. You're describing what may be called a biofilm, and they can be white, they can be blackish, they can be, I guess, greenish, they could be any kind of color. And some people have them, some people don't, but they are characteristic, and some people, you know, not everybody with Morgellons has it. Many do. And we have supplements in the store to deal with that. We have the kinase enzymes. So it will be very, very important for you to, number one, start reading that book and get on that diet like yesterday. Because if you listen to Jan, she's made several mistakes where she shot herself in the foot. It's so easy to shoot yourself in the foot. I should be charging you $1,000 for that diet because it's that valuable once you make it work. Because I know you need to put the work in to make it work. It's free, all right? So make that diet work.
Oh, yeah, and I was talking about some of the products. Yeah, that they're a little pricey for me. It's hard. But also, you know, if I go to the doctor, right, and if I want to try some RX for those thread-like things, they don't just come from out of my lesions. They're like these nematodes. I guess I was looking it up.
Well, if you go to a doctor, number one, the most likely diagnosis you're going to get is delusional parasitosis. You go to 100 doctors if you want, and I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. In fact, my job here is to tell you to go to your doctor and tell him what my recommendations are and see if there's any reason why you shouldn't do them. But he doesn't know anything about this. He has no diagnostic test. But go to all the doctors you want. We've had some people on here that have sworn they've been to 40 doctors and gotten nowhere. And the few doctors that they did go to that actually said it might be Morgellons didn't know what to do about it. And there are a few doctors who specialize in working with Morgellons. They call it Lyme disease, and they are listed in the book in Chapter 6. And you're definitely welcome to check those doctors out, Dr. Saverly, Dr. Cornish, Dr. Bransfield, to just name 3 of them.
Is some of this stuff curable? I mean,
there is no cure. There is no cure because these are organisms. You can't cure yourself from ever being in contact with an organism. All right. First of all, you need to get them out of your body. All right. Once you get them out of your body, because they are also systemic, that means they're internal. They're not just on your skin. They're in your bloodstream even. So you need to get them out of your body. But that doesn't mean you will never come in contact with them again in the environment. You could walk outside. They could be in your lawn. They could be in your basement. So next time you go in your basement, they could be there. They could be in the attic. They could be in the grocery store. They could be on an airplane. Somebody sat on a seat before you that was infected and left them. And you sit down, you've got to be reinfected. So there is no cure. It's just a matter of learning how to manage your life that you can get it back and be free of them and know what to do if you're ever reinfected.
So why am I the only one who got infected in this? I don't understand that.
Everybody on this call has been impacted by them or infected by them. Personally, I've had callipula, I've had Morgellons, I've had Strongyloides ericalis, I've had skin fungus, and I've had chronic Lyme disease that almost killed me. I had all of it. That's why I'm here. I've been through it.
No, in my household, like I was, this just happened to me. I don't know
why are you the only one? Well, that is not uncommon. Sometimes you are called the ugly duckling, and everybody makes fun of you and says you're crazy. I mean, we're not infected, and they might have lesions and not really be bothered by them, and you can see them, and they do have them to some degree. That's because everybody experiences these organisms to varying intensity and degrees. Some people have major impact, are majorly impacted by them. Others are minimally impacted. Some are never impacted by them at all. It may be in the pheromones, and that's one of the things that we have in the store that some people can use. But it's important if you have a major impact, if you're majorly affected by these organisms, to do the diet.
Yeah, I'm majorly affected by them. I mean, they're
the lady just before, Jen, she has them. Her husband is not so impacted by them. But he's supportive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard in the beginning, you know. It's crazy.
The most important thing is to hope that the people you live with don't think you're nuts and crazy, you know, and that they can be supportive of you, because your diet definitely is going to be different than theirs if you want to get your life back. Okay, any other questions?
Yes.
Keep coming back. We're here to support you in getting your life back. It's a lot of work. It can be overwhelming. The people who succeed at this come to this program. It becomes their lifeline, and they read the book over and over and over, as many as 8 times. And as Jan said earlier, they put the diet on their phone, so they go into the grocery store. And as they're shopping, they can check the ingredients on the cans and boxes against the ingredients that are listed on the do eat and do not eat list. It's work. Thank you. Who's next?
My sister, I think, is in a very grim situation. She has I'm going to obviously get the book. I'd like to take her away for at least 2 weeks and feed her the diet. She's been abused by the medical situation. The docs say she's crazy. The crazy people, the psychiatrist says, no, you just got schizophrenia. And she's seeing worms coming out of her body. That's the first thing they all walk away from. And what is this? And she cleans like crazy, and it's been 12 years. But she's starting to seriously wear down. I feel like we are in a grim situation with her. So I want to.
Well, is there a reason why she's not on the call?
She's been on the call a couple of times. That's how far down the rabbit hole she's getting. She doesn't sleep at all at night. Very stressed out. Her children keep trying to get her to a mental ward. Police have come, and she always passes the yes, I'm sane test. Anyway, so it's a real toxic family that she's with right now.
Wow.
So I know, it's like, and I'm sitting here in Hawaii, and she's in California, and I want to do what I can to help her, because I'm afraid we could lose her over this because of just, they won't even give her a sleep aid or anything for stress. And that's what I call being pushed down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I can certainly help in terms of dealing with the organisms and getting her life back. As far as the dynamics of her family and so forth, I'm at a loss on that one.
Yeah.
For many people.
Yeah, I'm her sister, and I'm staying with her through it all, and I'm trying to get her help. So I'm the one she'll follow. I can guide her. So is there someone I can talk to so that I can get I'll get the book. We'll get her on the diet. I just will make sure that's all the only food I have in the house. And then I don't know what an electrostatic sprayer is or what die-off is.
Well, yeah, that's all explained in the book, and the electrostatic sprayer may not be important for her. It's basically following the instructions in the book. You see, the book starts out, well, you do this, and if for some reason this isn't as effective as you'd like it to, then you can up your game. It's about upping your game to the nth degree if you need to, but many people don't have to go up the game that far. And the electrostatic sprayer can also be a thing of convenience, for instance, and instead of taking a half hour to disinfect an area, it could take only maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So it's a convenient thing as well. So it's also effective, but it may not be important. So our goal here is to provide the first steps to take. And the first step is to read the book. Now, do you have the book? Does she have the book?
No, I'm gonna order it as soon as I can. I mean, like off this call, or however you do it.
And, how did you learn about this call?
She called in a couple of times and listened because she's been doing tons and tons of research.
So you don't have my email?
No, I don't. But I do on the message that came through today about the call.
All right. So send me an email, and I'll be happy to email you the book and get you. You can get registered in the program as well, and know exactly. She's in the program. She's been registered.
I don't know. I'll have to find out. I'll ask her. Oh, the question is, if I bring her into my house for a couple of weeks, she's very concerned she'll contage me. Is that a concern I need to have?
It's always a concern.
Okay, just for us in regular life, we have these concerns.
We have no idea. It's a pig in a poke. You may be totally immune to them. You may be very susceptible to them. We don't know. The best thing would be if she could have a restricted area that would be only hers, a way of getting the right food, and like if you had an extra room and a bathroom that would be separate, that would be probably ideal, and that she wouldn't actually share the common area, get strict on that diet, because when you make that diet work, it's like night and day. She can have dramatic results within minutes. It could, many people are happy to have it happen within a month or two. but it could be that fast.
Yeah, and she's an awesome lady. Her mental health is good. When you don't sleep for months and you're under total stress and police keep knocking at your door that your kid's been there, that would stress out anybody. But
it certainly would. It certainly would.
She's solid underneath, and that's why I want to go in there and just give her a pass. Another quick question is that I will get the book. She has a pet. How she feels like she's given it to her pet. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely. It could be a possibility. The pet needs to be on the same diet. In fact, in Chapter 3, the last couple of pages are about how to deal with a pet. So there are some pet foods that are basically compatible with the diet, or she can eat table scraps, the same things that she would be eating on the diet. And things like the Seresto collar and flea dipping and stuff like that are explained at the end of Chapter 3.
Lufeneron.
Okay.
Lufeneron, yes. The dog would want you'd want the dog on the Lufeneron. She might be getting on Lufeneron as well. If she completes the questionnaire, I could give her a very detailed protocol right down to how to do her scalp, how to clean her scalp and everything. Okay?
That would be perfect. And then, hey, thank you for what you're doing. I really appreciate it, and we'll move forward. It's just there is one doctor who listens. I mean, the ER room actually says, "Why are you here? We can't do anything. You're crazy." She's been through mountains of doctors. A dermatologist looked at her skin and said, "I think you have parasites." And she put her on ivermectin and for 3 pills. But
ivermectin, many people go the route of ivermectin, and it is one of the medications that are available through the people that we work with. But it is basically a waste of time to do anything. A waste of time to do anything if you're not making the diet work.
Well, we'll make the diet work. And my last question: what is the die-off symptoms? Because she thinks that things are different in a kind of a like they're leaving her body, but in kind of a gross, almost vapor way.
Well, you see, these organisms are live and they're in her skin and in her body. So as she starts any protocol, my protocol, we have many supplements that will create die-off. That means these organisms start dying, and they can die at a very fast rate. They can die faster than your body can typically ordinarily get rid of them. And that results in nausea, headaches, it results in all kinds of, elevated blood. There are about 50 die-off reactions, and they can be dangerous. So that's why we talk about using either zeolite that you get from Amazon or using our die-off kit, which is digestive enzymes and amino acids. Most people with Morgellons have very bad digestion, serious digestive issues. So we address that in the diet and also in many of the supplements.
Okay, well, I'm going to read your book today. I think it's online, right? That's what I'm saying.
It's free. So all you got to do is email me, and I'll email you back with a copy of it. Okay?
Oh, hey, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm on her team.
Yep, I hope we can support her effectively. Thank you.
I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Who's next?
I was pretty far into phase 2, doing wonderful on your products, and finally, after what did that lady say, shooting the gun in her foot or what, a million times in the past 2 years, I have learned and grown and read the book, and you have to do it like it says, and then all of a sudden my skin started clearing and everything was going great. And I wanted to ask you 2 different things, and this is the part about a breakout. I had a breakout all of a sudden all around the bottom of my legs and ankles, and I started thinking, okay, what did I eat? And it was supposed to be a burger from Wendy's just on the grill, plain, but it had bacon on it, and not eating anything like that. So when I was 100 pounds overweight, I just ate it without even, and so I started having symptoms within a few days, and then I got right back to 1, and I'm on the Max 1, the Garcillin. I'm on the Parasite, and I just started the Lufeneron, and I was getting better, and I started sweeping leaves outside last week, and I'm telling you, I got bit all around. So yesterday, since I'm in phase 2, I ate a banana. Usually I eat just little bits of it in the banana belt bread that I make, but I ate a whole one because I was out shopping at Whole Foods, and boy, I started it. So it flared what I had going on. So when you mess up like that and you have some itching or a little bit going on, is it best to just switch right back to phase 1 until that clears and not stay where I was in phase 2?
Well, it's kind of up to you. That would be the safe thing is to switch right back to stage 1. Alternatively, I don't know if you're taking the Parasite Stop herbal formula, but alternatively,
yes,
you might find that if you go up, if you're like, I take 1 a day. I mean, it's got a lot of other good stuff in it. So I would up my Parasite Stop formula, maybe double or triple what I was taking. So I would go up to 2 or 3 a day. You can take more than that, so you might do that.
All right. Okay.
And then when things subside, you could come back down on the Parasite Stop formula.
Okay, that's exactly what I did, and I did the debriding soap, on the areas.
Oh yeah.
And the MSM gel.
Right.
And Chris introduced me to a soap that I absolutely love with your coconut something in it and all, and it seemed to soothe all the skin. So the products, and I'm telling you, when I got off that crazy vitamin that had the tapioca in it.
Tapioca in a vitamin. That's a dessert vitamin.
In magnesium now. That was in magnesium. So the other question I wanted to ask you is, okay, so I did what you just said, increase that. The ionic minerals, did you tell me that would take care of my magnesium? Is it the mouth one or the sachets?
The sachets, and you may need to go, you can do 1 a day, the sachets, but depending on how much magnesium you might need, you may need to go up to 2 or 3 a day.
Okay, is that something you soak in?
Well, the sachet is, you put that in your drinking water.
Oh, in your drinking water. Okay, I can do that. Okay.
So
okay.
you put but you need to use a hard plastic like Lexan, Lexan. It's got to be a very hard plastic or glass, because if you put that in a regular plastic bottle, it will deteriorate the bottle and you'll be consuming plastic.
Oh.
And you never use
glass?
Best is glass. And you never ever use metal spoon with that water. Plastic, only plastic spoons, if you have any need. Okay.
All right. And did you say that for me, for extra C, if I want the Puritan C or something that you have?
We have it in the store. We have the right Puritan Pride has several different vitamin C's. We have the right one in the store.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm on the Lufeneron, and at first, Robin said I might, because it's killing them, they're running, and Buddy, they're running. They're running. They're coming out everywhere and dying. But in the meantime, I'm on the 2nd week of it, And because of my weight only being about 97, 98, they told me just 4 times a week. So if anybody's online, that's what they told me when I called your the store that the Morgellons store, till my weight's up some. And what I wanted to ask you, and you're right about this, when I went to the natural place before I knew of you, I didn't know anything about Morgellons, or I did know about the tapeworm because the cat I knew was infected with the tapeworm. But she saw that in the testing at the place I went and said, you know, I think you have Morgellons and you have signs of the tapeworm in your body. So I do still have that sign. I was going to ask you, of course, they don't know anything about how to treat it. She had me on a protocol that was all against, you know, what you're on, and it was feeding. So I spent life savings, you know, and doctors telling you you're crazy, just like this lady just said, and the young man, you're not crazy, you're fine, and you can have a great life and get your life back. And you know what? All my vital signs are so good, and I mean, people say you look so good because I eat so clean. And I didn't hear that lady mention the spelt flour. I make the spelt bread, and I eat the spelt bread you order with 3 ingredients, just the 2 ingredients. And I use rye flour and make things. I even made okra with the rice bran oil and the rye flour. And my brother and them are diabetics, and they tried it and loved it. I make the fudge that we can have. Although right now I'm going to leave out the vanilla, and I was going to ask you about that. And also, what about me adding Fenbin, because it does fight the tapeworm, and I do have that in my system from the accidental cat scratch. And do you think that would help along with the Lufeneron and the Max 1 and the, you know, I take the...
Sure. Yeah, the Fenbin can be used in conjunction with the Lufeneron, the Temporam, and yeah, it can be used in conjunction with all of them.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. And I'm on my way, and we're okay. We're going to be there. In it to win it. Can we I heard you say, besides walnut on the second stage, wasn't there something else? You said Brazil nut or something else?
Well, I believe Brazil nuts and also macadamias are okay. I can't swear by it, but I believe so. So I would say just
so I could try later.
Right.
Okay. And what about what is everyone doing to, like, when I bake my loaves of the banana bread and things like that? Do you just completely stay away from the buttery flake things to nonstick? How can you keep the stuff from sticking? And is the nonstick sprays on the plan or no?
No, the PAM is not. You just use some use some rice bran oil.
Okay, and just rub it into the pan with your gloves on. I feel like everything I touch gets infected. I even going in to get the slice of bread out, but I don't want to wear gloves all the time, so I'm trying to disinfect my hands all the time.
Are you doing hand baths? Are you using a bowl and putting your hands with some nature's gift and something in? No,
but I will.
Yeah, you can do that.
I didn't. Okay. Then just while we were watching TV or reading your book, just soak a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you.
That is it, and blessings to everybody. And I'm telling you, you are a blessing, and your crew is wonderful. And Chris is always, the packages are so neat and compact, and just great. So I thank God for this, because I don't think I would be alive, and probably many others. But if you follow it, it does work. And you got to figure out, like, I ate that whole banana, and the area that I was clearing up got worse, which told me to back off. You got to really listen to your body and think,
Absolutely.
what did I eat or do?
I'm glad you said that. You got to listen to your body. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay.
Thank you
have a good
very
day.
much.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Okay, I have a question here. What about the use of rubbing alcohol? I use it on my skin all the time because it seems to kill the best. You can answer this in your Sunday talk. By the way, I love the debriding soap. I love this debriding soap. Can we get a prescription so Medicare will pay for it? That was from Maryland. Now, alcohol, you're lucky if alcohol does anything, unless it's 90% concentration of alcohol or even higher. And what it really does is it dries out your skin, dehydrates your skin. So the best is to stay away with alcohol on your skin. Bottom line. Because your skin is not deficient in alcohol, but your skin is deficient in organic sulfur. So instead of using alcohol, which is dry out, dehydrate you, the best thing is to use our MSM Super Gel. And the SMM Super Gel has organic sulfur, which replenishes the sulfur in your skin that the organisms consume and use up. It has nature's gift, and also it has, you got to shake it up because it has diatomaceous earth in it as well that has a tendency to settle out in the bottle. So you shake it up and then apply it to your skin, and you can do that once every minute if you need to, because it keeps feeding your skin, and your skin really needs organic sulfur. And we also have MSM capsules in the store so that you can take internally to also feed your body organic sulfur, because every cell in your body has organic sulfur and is depleted by Morgellons. So now, as far as getting Medicare to pay for it, well, we'll have to turn that over to Chris. And that could be a project. All right. By the way, Chris is he never tells you he just reads you these FDA regulations, but he's the main guy in the store. He's the guy that handles the phone. He's the guy that takes the order. He's the guy that looks for other opportunities and places to market Nature's Gift, and because Nature's Gift has so many applications. Gosh, it could be used on eczema. It could be used on shingles. It could be used on even to help with skin cancer and clean the skin. It's amazing what these diseases it's amazing what happens to these diseases when the skin is totally clean, and that's what it does. Now, I remember before the program started, people were chatting about using the Nature's Gift and how it works. And what's important to know is there's two applications for the Nature's Gift. It's a concentrate. Now, can an organism become adapted to it? Absolutely not. Because Nature's Gift, chemically, the chemical analysis, about 70% of that liquid is carbon, and the other 30% is nitrogen. So you have basically two elements here. That's it, carbon. And the particle analysis, how big are the particles in this liquid? 6 angstroms. Now, if you go to the periodic table of all the chemical elements, you'll see carbon as an element. In nature, it usually shows up in the form of diamonds, which are very rare. Coal, you get lots of coal. We use it in furnaces to heat. Graphite is a lubricant that you can put it in a lock and help unfreeze the lock so the key works on it. Graphene, which is used in the communication industry. but they're all crystalline, solid, crystalline, okay? Nature's Gift is not crystalline. Now, to convert crystalline carbon to liquid would require extreme temperatures, extreme pressures. Somebody's not unmuted. Chris, could you unmute them, please? Somebody. So it would require extreme temperatures and pressures to get liquid carbon. So typically, you never see liquid carbon except by this one process, using biodegradable, using renewable plant sources. Renewable plant sources like oats and corn extracts. And now, yeah, you're not supposed to eat corn, but we're talking about making carbon, you know. So this company takes these extracts and through some proprietary process comes out on the end with liquid carbon of particle analysis 6 angstroms, which is elemental carbon in liquid form. Now, this elemental carbon in liquid form is also what is called a surfactant. Now, what that means is you can take a cup of water, and you've all seen this in elementary school. You take a hat pin, you know, a little short pin, and you can lay it on top of that water very carefully, and that hat pin will float. That's because water has chemical bonds that allow buoyancy. Now, if you add just one drop of Nature's Gift, this liquid carbon, to that cup of water, and boom, the pin drops. So that means it breaks up water. And water, H2O, is 3 angstroms in size. So we have 6 angstroms of carbon and 3 angstroms of water, and they combine, they carry each other. The water carries the carbon deep inside your skin. Now, when it goes deep inside your skin, like in a bathtub, you're just using one little capful, which is basically 0.85 teaspoons. In a tub of water, that dilution ratio is like 20,000 parts of water to 1 part of Nature's Gift. Understand that? 20,000 parts of water to just 1 part of Nature's Gift. And there's enough Nature's Gift in that little capful to be carried into your skin, where if there are organisms there, it will irritate them, just like you get a pebble in your shoe. You got to take your shoe off and get rid of that pebble. It's just, so it irritates the organism so that it needs to leave your skin. It can't stay there. It wants to get out. Now, once it comes out, it's not dead. It's alive. It's in your bathwater, and that's why we use disinfectants. Could be peppermint oil. Could be Epsom salts. It could be borax. It could be apple cider vinegar. Chapter 3 has a list of, I don't know, maybe 15 different disinfectants you can choose from. If you're dealing with skin fungal issues, which is often manifests itself in reddish rashes and burning of the skin, then apple cider vinegar is the best disinfectant to use in that case. So then as it comes out of your skin, that's where these disinfectants are of value, because then they can start killing the organism. But some of them, they're so mature that they're not going to die. They may still be on your skin. That's why we recommend getting in a shower and then showering off to wash them away. And that's why we talk about disinfecting the drains, because these drains become infected with these organisms from your skin, and you don't want them coming back out and jumping on you. And not everyone, if you remember Jan earlier on talked about only using showers. So not everybody actually needs to use a bath, but you can use the bar soap and you lather up and turn the shower off for a few minutes, and then turn it back on and get the organisms off of your skin that way as well. So the organisms never become adaptive to nature's gift. They never adapt to it. Not like superbugs adapt to antibiotics. Now, when we are applying the skin lotions or the body wipe is technically nothing more than one part of nature's gift to, 70 parts of water, some ratio like that. When that information is given to you when you first buy the nature's gift, how many parts of water to have. So like you get a 10 milliliter spray pen, you're going to add 8 drops perhaps to that and then fill it with water. Actually, you want to do it the opposite way. You want to put the water in, then add the drops, because if you add the water to the drops, it'll just foam and you won't be able to fill it up. So that's a much higher concentration. At the higher concentration, then nature's gift has the ability to disrupt the organisms, to erode the exoskeletal and expose them so that they can pass away, die. So then it works that way. And again, the organisms can never adapt in no way, shape, or form to dealing with carbon. They can't adapt to it. It's not like they're going to adapt to an antibiotic and get better and stronger.